Hello again, everyone. It's May 4th, 2024. Vitold and I are in Big Moose, New York at the summit of the Adirondack line. This was also the highest point on the mainline routes of the New York Central Railroad. We are located approximately 1/3 of a mile north of the Big Moose passenger station, and we're awaiting the arrival of a railcar excursion. Be coming up from Thendara pretty soon. This is a weekend excursion. Today the group went from Thendara, which is about 10 or 11 miles south of here, down to Remsen, and back up to Thendara, where they're going to have lunch. And they're going to head by here en route to Beaver River, 8 miles north of here, where they'll turn around, head back to Thendara. Tomorrow they're going to go all the way from Thendara to Tupper Lake, which is the current end of the Adirondack Railroad. The Adirondack Railroad operates 85 miles of its own rails from Remsen Snow Junction up to Tupper Lake. There are 23 miles south of Snow Junction that the railroad travels up from Utica to Snow Junction. Those rails are owned by the Mohawk, Adirondack, and Northern. So we'll catch this group of rail cars coming up and over the summit. I'm told there are about 24 or so. Always a fun view. And the black flies aren't really bad, although there are a couple in attendance right now. I'd imagine in a week or two they'd be intolerable. Well, Vitold and I just finished sharing a banana nut muffin for lunch. Looks like he's going to take a little bit of a nap, waiting for the rail cars to arrive. They're also known as putt-putts, motor cars, or speeders by some. The railroads, by and large, stopped using these putt-putts, if you will, many years ago, and all the ones we'll see today are in private hands. So right up here at the summit of the line, they should be along shortly, and Witold is sure to show his usual excitement at the passage of this railroad equipment. Oh, and Witold wanted me to point out that what we'll see first coming down the rails will be called high rails, which most in this audience will know already, but those are pickup trucks that are capable of riding both on regular roads and railroads. They always precede the rail cars, so we'll see a couple of those up front. Then the parade of the rail cars will begin in earnest. I suppose another way to tell we're at the summit of the line, without having the benefit of this handy sign here, is if we take a look at the drainage ditch. As you can see, heading down the tracks, there's water in the ditch. From this point forward, there's no water, and I surmise that's because the ground here is not yet saturated, where it is saturated from the summit south, which would account for the water standing in the ditch. At least, as I said, that is my surmise. The expert here has not contradicted that particular theory. Well, can anyone take a guess what this is? I found it on the top of the ground by the summit sign. I would assume it's got something to do with the railroad, or at one point did have something to do with the railroad. Looks like it's got numbers 10050, and I can't make out whether that's a U or a D or what. So, if you've got any guesses on what this might be, please put them in the comments section. Vee-told's not sure what it could be either. He's my go-to person for many answers, but this has got him stumped as well. So maybe someone with some rail knowledge can opine what I'm holding here in my hand. So from Big Moose, New York, at the summit of the Adirondack Railroad, this is Railroading Rambler and Vee-told saying thanks for watching the video. Goodbye for now. And I just heard a barred owl hooting off in the distance here in Big Moose. I guess they get an early start hereabouts. Usually hear those guys at night. Well, final sign off. I thought I should include a little segment on the former New York Central passenger station here in Big Moose, now a fine little restaurant. Be sure to check out Adirondack Railroad's website, AdirondackRR.com. A lot of big trips coming up this year, including Utica to Tupper Lake, 216 miles, the biggest excursion run east of the Mississippi River. Of course, there's a Utica to Thandera, Thandera to Beaver River, Thandera to Tupper Lake. So check out their website. Thanks again for watching, everyone.